Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Divine Truth Tarot, our channel, our community, our family. I am your intuitive guide and your reader today, Sarah. First of all, I have a few quick announcements. Now, yesterday I recorded a video 10 minutes plus in length, and something happened and it stopped recording, and I don't know how to put videos together and do all that, and I really don't have time for that at the moment. So I kind of gave up. I kind of got upset and sad. But I was mentioning in that video, I wanted to thank our soul sister Dee for her birthday gift that she sent me. This is a wall hanging, and I'm sort of in flux at the moment and will be moving in the near future, so I'm probably not going to hang this beautiful lady up yet, but I just wanted to show it to you guys. It's so beautiful. This was on my Amazon wish list, and she bought me this, and then there's a really cool LED wolf light that changes colors that I have in my bedroom. So I wanted to thank you so much, Dee. That was so very thoughtful, and I can't wait to have a space and not be in limbo and to hang that up. So thank you, Dee, beautiful soul sister. And to Rachel, our soul sister in Australia, thank you for your 4 decks. Rachel sent us Work Your Light Oracle cards, same author as the Starseed Oracle. She sent us Magical Times. She sent us the Secret Language of Animals. And she sent us a companion oracle to the Wild Unknown Tarot that I have, Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook. So we're going to be checking out this beauty today. So thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you for your generosity, both Dee and Rachel. I'm blown away by you guys, by the generosity that I've received on this channel from each and every one of you, whether you've sent a gift or your presence is just the gift. And I really am. Every time I receive something, or I receive a comment or an email, it blows me away. So please know that even if I don't have the time right now to respond, because my time really isn't my own, please understand that I send my love and I send my gratitude to each and every one of you. And I'm just so thankful for this channel, because you guys help me as much as I help you. So without further ado, let's check out some of our new cards. So we're going to use the Magical Times Empowerment cards. We're going to use the Work Your Light Oracle and the Animal Spirit Guidebook. And we'll do the Secret Language of Animals, which is a beautiful deck, and I've wanted this one for a long time. We'll do this on another day because that would just be somewhat repetitive with 2 animal decks. So let's go ahead and explore. Now, I don't necessarily have an agenda for today's reading. I have already blessed the cards, so they are all set and ready to go. So I don't really have an agenda. I just wanted to tune in and see what comes up for us. Let's see. You guys can breathe along with me if you'd like. I'm just centering and taking some nice deep breaths. Okay. I invite in my higher self, my light team, my full light team, my guides, my ancestors, as well as Archangel Michael, to assist us in creating a sphere of golden light and protection around this reading, around these cards, around this room, around myself, and around everyone watching at any point in time. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And please understand that some things may resonate, some things won't. And that's okay. Never force a reading to fit. Just allow it to flow. So we're going to start with the Magical Times Empowerment cards. What do the masculines need to know at this time? What does the masculine energy within us all need to know at this time? Guys, there's some big mega changes going on for the masculine energy, both inside of us and externally. There's some major shifts going on. There's been some major karmic resolution, and Some of you may have even felt this yesterday. So yesterday was a prolific shift in the connection. It was also a shift that the feminines would have likely felt if your masculine was in fact a part of this wave. So what was coming through for me was this wave of light, this wave of freedom, this wave of knowing that everything was going to be okay. Coming out of sort of that mini dark night of the soul that I had been in, along with those awful flu-like ascension symptoms, and then realizing, and I shared with you guys, I can't remember, I think it was the last video I did, that my masculine had sold his home, his large home that he shared with the karmic partner. And although we're not in communication at this time, what that showed me was that things are changing, things are shifting, and majorly, in a major way. And so there was this sync. I looked back to the message I had sent him, the last message, well, the last before the last, and it was on the day that he would have sold the house, which completely blew my mind. And the message before that was me saying to him, you're going through a lot of changes, you're going through a lot of symptoms right now. Like, I didn't say ascension symptoms, I said something like changes and shifts. I think I said the word shift. And I had no idea at the time that he was in the middle of selling his house and going through all of this. I had no idea. So I find it so fascinating so very fascinating that I tuned in and picked up on what he was going through without having any contact in the physical for months. So yesterday, I got this wave of reassurance, this wave of just knowingness that things are being worked out behind the scenes. The masculines are sorting things out. Many of them won't come forward to the feminine until they've sorted things out thoroughly. So if your masculine hasn't come forward and you're wondering why, and you know, like me, that there's been a massive change and, upheaval or uprootedness in their life, understand that they're getting their ducks in a row at this time. So karmic cycles completing, karmic situations coming to a close, just like we've been talking about all year, that would happen in the fall time. So lots of changes are going to happen between now and the end of the year. Not just because it's the end of the year, because there's just cycles closing out. It's just the astrology of it all. And then that big event we have on December 21st mixed in with eclipse season, mixed in with Mercury retrograde, mixed in with a full blue moon, mixed in with everything. So Jupiter and Saturn, meeting up, mashing up in Aquarius and entering the age of Aquarius on the planet is sending us into a different state of consciousness, a different state of knowing, a different state of existing, and just so many changes going on internally. So I wonder if you guys felt that shift yesterday. It felt really incredible. I woke up today pretty exhausted, which doesn't surprise me, but yesterday I've had a ton of energy and felt incredible. So let me know in the comments below if you guys were tuned into that. So sanctuary, embrace the need for solitude. This is the masculine energy. So they need to embrace this. I pulled this for my masculine last night. Your inner sanctuary calls you. Renew yourself and thrive. Again, they're in that renewal energy, which is beautiful. They're in that resting energy. They're in that Four of Swords energy. They're not in the energy of action or doing at this present time. That doesn't mean they don't care. That doesn't mean that they're not thinking about, I don't know why I just picked that up. That's interesting. Must want to be read. It doesn't mean that they have stopped loving you, that their feelings have changed. It just means that they really, I can't stress this enough, that the masculines are being held back. This is beyond their control. So when we get angry at them, and we've all done it, myself included, for not coming forward, for not doing what we expect them to do, we have that expectation, okay? Guess what? It actually creates an energetic backlog, if you will. It creates this environment where they can't, when we have expectations and then we get mad that they don't meet our specific expectation, because the feminine does that. The feminine energy has a very specific expectation when she's in that mode of how she wants things to happen. It has to happen this way. If it doesn't happen, he doesn't love me or she doesn't love me. That's just not the way it works in this dynamic. And the ego will take over. The ego will say, I'm done. And we can say that over and over and over. But if your masculine showed up having healed and showed up on your doorstep and said, I want to talk, I'm ready to talk, and I want to tell you everything, I ask you, would you keep your heart open? Would you hear them out and listen to what they had to say? Or would you shut them out, knowing that they were speaking from the heart and that they were going to tell you what they had been through and why they couldn't come forward just because you wanted them to at that time? Just because it's a good time for you, feminine, doesn't mean it's a good time for your masculine. I mean, think about this for a minute. I have an upcoming birthday, and I have had to release all expectation of him communicating because I know what he's going through. And I know that this is a huge move, and whatever that's entailing for him, it's a huge move. And there's a sense of displacement, and there's a sense of getting your ducks in a row. So my birthday probably won't be on his priority list. It doesn't mean he doesn't acknowledge it. It doesn't mean he doesn't love me. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to reach out, but he may actually be held back from doing so. Now, I don't think that's the case, and I'm certainly not going to put that out there. I'm just using that as an example. So let's cancel, clear, delete that. What I feel like is when we have this big expectation, especially when it's a special day, the holidays are coming up. Many of us are feeling antsy or anxious about that. Will they reach out? Will things be different this year? Then there's New Year's. There's all this expectation. And that's why it can become unhealthy to watch a lot of different readers and a lot of different videos. You know, choose 1 or 2 readers that you really resonate with. I would say 3 maximum. And then, because you'll start to, as you advance in your journey, you'll start to resonate with different readers. So I have new readers all the time, and I may have readers, or viewers rather, who fall off, and then I have new ones come in, and that's perfectly okay. And then I have people that have come back and said, oh, I stopped watching, but now I'm back. And that's perfectly okay, because my readings are a reflection also of where I'm at on my journey, because I can only teach from my level of experience, you know, as a soul. And I know that that's what draws you guys into me, because I'm here and I'm on your level, and my gift is the gift of communication, the gift of storytelling, the gift of intuition. And so I use the cards as a modality. I use the cards as a way to communicate to you guys, and a way to express, and a way to heal, and a way to help you understand that you're not alone in this journey. So when we have these expectations, the universe is asking us to be open for whatever comes next. It just might be the music your heart's been wanting to hear. I'm also hearing, when we release the expectation of how we think things should happen, we open up for a world of possibilities of how it actually needs to happen. So just because we want it to happen or expect it to happen a certain way doesn't mean that it doesn't mean we have our best interest in heart. If you were to hear from your masculine, let me ask you this, those of you who are upset, if you were to hear from your masculine and it triggered the hell out of you, and they told you something that was hurtful because they weren't healed enough, but they came forward anyway because they felt like they had to, or they were going to lose you, or whatever it is that they were feeling, would you rather them not come forward and spare yourself that trigger? I'm not saying triggers aren't necessary, they are, but we can be triggered without being in communication too. So just an example, would you rather that? Or would you rather they held back and approached you at a time where they were more ready, where they had come out of this healing mode, this sanctuary mode, and where your expectations were, it's not that you're lowering your expectations, you're, I want to say, like, shifting your expectation. Expect from yourself, but to expect from others is, oh, that's a dirty game, because others can never fulfill everything, all of our needs, all of our desires, all of our wants. And when we put it all in the divine masculine's hands, especially with all they've been through in 2020, you're asking a lot out of them, guys. You're asking a lot. And they just don't have that to give yet. Capital Y, capital E, capital T, yet. Doesn't mean it's not on the way. Many of you have been feeling like giving up. I was in that same boat a few weeks ago, and Spirit just revealed to me, or really my team, my guides and my light team revealed to me that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And changes are happening, changes are ensuing behind the scenes, and we just really have to trust and dig as deep as we can into that faith, into that, really that well of inner knowing. So feminines, yeah. So look, feminines, there's an anticipation that a change is about to happen. Feminines are anticipating, they're feeling the change. And I feel like that's why there's so much expectations. Like, I can feel it, I'm anticipating it, I can feel it, I know it, just like I felt yesterday. But rather than allow myself to go into that expectation mode of, oh, I should hear from him, I should definitely hear from him, because look, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. Instead of going to that mode, I said, let me just relax a little bit. Let me enjoy this. So guys, when you're feeling that anticipation energy, like something wonderful is about to happen, changes in the air, open yourself to blessings on their way. Stay open, but release the expectation. That's what the feminine's being asked to do. Stay open, release the expectation. Allow yourself to get jittery. Enjoy the jitters. Understand that that means that something massive is happening behind the scenes, and trust that. Change. You are transforming. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of this new day. Yes, it's time to release the past, including past versions of your masculine and past versions of your connection. For the union energy, we have pilgrimage. You are on a journey to your own greatness. Your soul is longing to find the way. Only you can choose your path. And then we have clarity. So this pilgrimage that the masculine is on is leading him or her towards clarity. Banish the fog of illusion. So the masculines are being led, okay? They're in this place of this sanctuary where they're really self-protective right now because their heart has been shattered. Their heart is, I shouldn't say shattered, their heart has been hurt because of the things they've had to leave behind for this journey. And they may even be upset at the feminine because they feel like it's all her fault or it's all his fault. If I hadn't met you, I could still be in my little fake cocoon and pretend to be happy. But once you meet your twin flame, that all goes out the window and you just become so uncomfortable with your old life and your old habits and your old ways that being in that illusion doesn't work anymore. So the masculine's been on this inner journey, this pilgrimage, and now it's being reflected actually in their outer journey as well. They're being guided by owl intuition, wolf, mental clarity, right? Clarity. They're being guided by polar bear, self-protection, and they're being guided by, I believe that's elk. Elk is a very noble, majestic creature, and the antennas are an access to other realms. Okay, so the masculines are tuning in at this time. They're listening, they're tuning in, and they're becoming very sharp and very keen on what the next step is and learning to choose their path. And as they do that, they're learning to choose their path with clarity. Now, the feminines are, no, this is, okay, I said union energy, but this feels like more masculine energy still. Masculines want to bring in the clarity. They're tired of the illusions, guys. They're tired of the masks they've had to wear too. They're not proud of them. They're not, doesn't make them feel good. And they're tired of the lies that they've been living. They're breaking free. That's the energy that I felt yesterday, was the masculines were breaking free from everything that was holding them back. So what animal spirits are the masculines embodying at this time? What animal spirits are the masculines embodying at this time? Rabbit. There's a sense, there's a swiftness. There's a swiftness. I will be using the book because this is a brand new deck for me. So bear with me on that. So this is the earth element, rabbit. Afraid of everything. Overwhelmed, frozen. When rabbit is in balance, there's sensitivity, problem solving, good listening. When out of balance, over explains, talks fast. To bring into balance, a day of silence. Let them be, feminines. Let them be. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future. This is so telling. So the masculines are afraid of what comes next. And like they've done it, they've made the change, they're in that state of flux and transition, and now they're in the midst of it, and it's like they're frozen in silence, they're frozen in fear, like, oh shit, I did it, what do I do next? Is my feminine going to be on the other side? And they had to make, guys, this is so important, the masculines had to take the leap of faith, not knowing if the feminine was going to be there. That's the way it has to happen. If he or she has that constant reassurance from the feminine, it doesn't work. It's not going to stick. Trust me, been there, done that, have the t-shirt. You have to fully let your masculine go in the physical in order for them to make the decision to choose themselves, which then in turn allows them to choose you and your connection. Okay? It has to go that way. They're a bit of their worst enemy right now, and they feel a little bit lost. They need to get control of their thoughts. So masculines, if you're watching, there's a need right now to get control of your thoughts. Oh, okay, too many cards. I'm going to have to find a better way to shuffle these. They're so thin, right, that it's just like one card after another. Interesting, because we have frog for the masculines as well. And I see frog as prosperity. Frog is, of course, water element. So we have earth element. So earth, potentially this could be for any, for any of our earth signs or water sign, masculines or feminines. Clearing, cleansing, healing. This is beautiful, right? More, again, sanctuary energy, the first card that came out for the masculines. I'm finding that the first card is generally the most accurate or the most potent for the reading. So we have frog. So the masculines, I'm also seeing this as sort of like leaping, like a leap of faith. But they're clearing their energy. Like they're going to clear, they are going to come and shift out of that fear energy, because they're kind of like an energy of being depleted or running on empty. And they're needing to immerse themselves in the element of water. There's always a need for frogs, right? They're born in the water. So even though they spend their first few months within the water, right, they emerge on land so that they can rest. But even if they're an earth animal, the water is always their element. And this, for them, rejuvenates their soul. It rejuvenates, it cleanses their energy, their auric field, if you will. So frog energy, there can be a tendency in the past for the masculines, we're going to say it's in the past, to have overworked themselves and of course undernourished their soul. And we know this to be true. The masculines have stepped away from things that didn't nourish their soul. Those relationships that they were in, whatever, if they were romantic or familial or work relationships, guess what? They weren't nourishing their soul. So now it's a time to cleanse. I feel after this is when the masculines will come forward. They have to emerge cleansed, rejuvenated, renewed, and then they can come forward and approach the feminines, and they're going to feel much more refreshed, and you're going to see that's when you're going to see the new version of the masculine. So they're also in this state of realizing they don't have to carry all of this on their shoulders, like this heavy load on their shoulders. So they're actually in this energy of wanting to forgive, like forgiving themselves for getting themselves into these predicaments and situations that didn't serve their soul, forgiving the feminine for bringing out in them what they didn't want to face, but they were actually ready to face, because it was always divine timing when you meet your twin flame, but they weren't ready. They felt like they weren't ready, so they were angry at the feminine for most of 2020. And yet now they're in the state of realizing this is how it had to happen all along. This is how the story plays out. So the masculines are definitely coming into a place of forgiveness. What about the feminines? Dolphin. Feminines are in playful energy. This is wildly going to attract your masculines in. One of my favorite animals. So dolphin energy for the feminine. So more water energy. So feminine. So you could be a water sign and your twin could be a water sign. There's an emotional intelligence you guys have heard me talk about with dolphins. They are also very social. And you know what's beautiful is this is so complementary. This is going to help draw the masculine out of the rabbit energy. What cool cards. Because as the feminine embodies the dolphin energy, guess what, guys? And the masculine embodies the frog energy. This is past energy, stepping out of the rabbit, okay? Recent past energy, stepping into this realm, hopping into abundance, hopping into liberty and freedom. That's the freedom energy I felt yesterday that I hope you guys felt as well. Dolphin energy. Let's play. Okay, sound healing. Healing with sound, vibrational healing, vibrational alignment. The feminine, strong spiritual feminine, strong spiritual practice that the feminine has is healing the masculine. She's not doing it for him. He's stepping into his role too. This is a beautiful role. So actually, I'm guided to put this over here, have these two energies together. These are the two energies the masculine and feminine are currently embodying. There's also an element of karma that's associated with dolphin, okay, when someone's embodying the dolphin energy. So this would be the wheel energy from the tarot deck. And this is so interesting. Look at what the book says. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with the dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. That's exactly what I was just saying that the feminine did for the masculine. That should probably be the title of this video. That's exactly what I was saying. That's what the feminine does for the masculine. She changes the course of his or her life. This also indicates healing and blessings. This is a very positive energy. And look, the masculine's looking towards the feminine, but he's doing his work too. Okay, look, both of them looking towards the feminine. And she's just over here in her little happy place. Feminine's like, la-di-da-di-da. Bad day, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just healing and singing. I'm singing my song, okay? Let's check into union energy. Guys, these are so fun. I can't wait to use these for your personal readings. Look, Nightingale and Cheetah for union energy. Nightingale and Cheetah. Okay, let's look up Nightingale. Nightingale is air. Air energy. It's a good balance with water and earth. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. We just talked about the dolphin singing her song. Now we have the nightingale. Look, like, la. Hope you guys didn't have earphones on. Headphones on. Earphones, I don't know. Is that a thing? Did I just make up my own word again? The nightingale. This bitch be like, la, la, la. She doesn't care. She is singing her song. This is the energy that I felt yesterday. Liberation is the word. Okay, liberation. The masculines have liberated themselves. They've taken off the handcuffs that they put on their own soul, okay? Well, not entirely. That's not entirely true at all. But that's that's kind of the way, like, let's just pretend that they put on the cuffs themselves. They're the ones liberating themselves. They have chosen, guys. I don't think many of you, and sometimes myself as well, realize the work that's been put in, the hard manual labor that's been put in by the masculines this year for them to change their lives, turn their lives around, to be able to come into divine partnership. I don't think we've given them enough credit. So this is the song of freedom. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. The simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flasky plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? So this is about both twins speaking from the heart. This is absolutely. Guys, we have North Node in Gemini right now. If you're North Node in Gemini, your destiny is this is affecting your destiny, your destined plan. Not only do we have North Node in Gemini, but we have Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini, in retrograde right now in both the signs of Libra and Pisces. I think it's in retrograde in Libra, and then it'll go retrograde in Scorpio, I think when we hit Scorpio season at the end of this week on the 23rd. Guys, we're so close to Scorpio season. Tell me, holla if you're a Scorpio sun, Scorpio rising, Scorpio Venus, Scorpio North Node, South Node. Hello. Our season is almost here, guys. Very, very exciting. We are stepping into great power, and I think that shift is being felt already. So both twins are not going to be afraid from this point forward to use their voice and speak their truth. Cheetah. This would be earth energy. No? Wait a minute. Fire. Fire. This is fire. Definitely fire. Let me find it. So we have all the elements represented here. I was hoping we get Scorpio. Let me make sure it's not on the bottom. No. Is it on the top? No. Okay. Just in case. I bet we will definitely see Scorpio during Scorpio season. Cheetah. Look at the fire. So we have fire, air, water, 2 cards of water and earth. So all signs represented here. So this is a reading for everyone. Solar force, action, achievement, masculine energy. Thank you, masculines. I mean, no holds barred. This is the masculine freeing itself, ready to take that leap of faith, freeing itself, singing his song or her song, freeing himself or herself from the chains that bind, okay, from whatever is held them back. I mean, the cheetah is what, the fastest land animal among them? The cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside this great creature and expands outwards to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. So the masculine energy... This is about the masculine energy inside, because this is union energy. The masculine energy inside, both the feminine and the masculine being asked, what is your why? Forget about the how, forget about the when, but what is your why? And let that propel you. Let that just send you into the spiral of action and therefore manifestation and bringing your desires into your fruition. Very, very cool. I can never do a short video. Damn it. One card for the masculines, please. One card for the feminines. Masculines. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So the masculines are doing some mother healing at this time. They are in this space of sanctuary. They're doing some mother healing, and they are connecting to, I feel like they're connecting to Mother Mary at this time very deeply. So masculines just deep in that place of nurturing themselves and connecting to their inner feminine, healing, coming out of that energy or consciousness where they looked at the feminine from a distorted lens, healing that distortion from which they saw the feminine. This will be an important change for many. Unbound for the feminine, releasing soul patterns. No, this is the masculine. Okay, thank you. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Wow, guys, wow. Mother energy, mother healing. Healing lifetimes where they were women, where they were persecuted. They're feeling what their feminine felt in past lifetimes, okay? They're feeling when they were actually the woman or the feminine energy in past lifetimes. And they're like I said at the beginning, releasing themselves from the ties that bind. Literally, this is the feeling. This was absolutely the feeling that I felt yesterday of just being unbound, boundless energy. It was freedom. It was exciting. I was so excited. It was like when you're going on a trip and it's the leading up to the trip and then the trip finally arrives and you're just so excited. They're going on a trip. They are absolutely on a journey, okay? They're on a journey. And the feminine's calling them home and the masculines, look, the feminine's calling them home and the masculines responding, and they're responding with force and passion and vitality. No more of this, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Clarity, okay? Clarity about the why coming in, clarity about this mission and change, letting go of the past. I want to look in the book actually for this one because this feels significant. Remember, it's my first time really seeing these cards in depth, so I don't really know the cards yet. Okay, unbound. Okay, where Charlie. If I can find it in here. This is weird how I don't like how they did the book. It makes it really hard to find things. Okay. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. Yeah, they're accessing the Akashic records right now. And things are coming up to be healed. And it's actually, they feel really safe to do so at this time. And it doesn't, like, it feels light to them. They're freeing themselves, and it feels like they are lightening the load. Take a look at patterns in your life. So this is what the masculines are doing, that you're ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiration date. Could be a vow of silence or chastity of poverty. It's time to unwind and unravel from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of lives past. Wow. It's time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. They're letting themselves out of the cage, and guys, they are free. But it's like they're in this sort of airy, floaty energy where they're going to be connecting with their higher self, and probably in a way in which they've never done before. So it doesn't mean to expect instantaneous action, but just to know where they are and to know that there's so much changing behind the scenes is so incredibly, it's just hopeful and exciting. And I just send you guys so much love. We're going to stop there. And I will see you potentially tomorrow. I will not be able to do readings this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I'm in training literally 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day all weekend. So I will not be able to do any readings then. But I'll try to get one out to you tomorrow and then potentially on Thursday. Okay? Have a beautiful day, guys. I'll see you soon.